My relationship with Sri Ram Kumar, and I call him Sri Ramanna, is like he's kind of my mom, my dad, my guru, and my God, pretty much all. So it's like I mean, I cannot just look at him like a guru. It's not like that formal relationship of guru shishya thing. He's basically after my parents. I mean, along with my parents, he's basically the closest person to me in my life. So I mean, so many arguments, so many whatever you can imagine, it goes on. So I still fight with him about so many things, about even what he says, music related and things. But ultimately, I know that what he says is right, and I try to follow that as best as I can. It's funny because my guru Sundararajan sir, his personality is kind of a very encouraging type, and extremely. I don't remember him ever like berating me or sternly telling me anything musically. Or he was just such a nice person, and he would keep egging me on, encouraging me. And I think Sri Ram Kumar sir is kind of the opposite, kind of like tough love. And that was what I needed at the time that I started learning from him, because I was kind of helter-skelter all over the place doing whatever I thought I needed to do. But that guidance and somebody who shows you the path that you should tread. I remember I think within the first 3 or 4 classes he gave me a big sermon. I think this was like the nicest thing he's ever said to me before, because after that it was just like strict and stern and things. He said to me, I think you have a lot of talent, and I know that you've been fortunate enough that God has blessed you, and He has told you that music is what you're going to be doing. So don't ruin this by doing all the wrong things. This is what I think. This is the music that I grew up listening to. This is what values that I have been taught, and I think that you would do well to carry on this path. I remember he told me that, and he said, I don't want you to waste your talent and go haywire like so many people have done before you. So that was really, I mean, I remember every single word of what he told. I'm just paraphrasing now. First of all, is it possible to make a full-time living out of this? Overwhelmingly, yes. Overwhelmingly. I don't know whether it's like this for everybody, because I know there are so many musicians that struggle. There's so many reasons for this. First of all, I'm extremely lucky. I'm extremely blessed. Though I would still generally say that yes, it is possible to make a living out of classical music. I would still say that for anybody. But in my case, I think I have been extremely fortunate, extremely lucky to have been at the right place at the right time, and also have so many people across so many walks of life supporting me in various ways. Most notably my grandparents, who I live with here in Chennai. I never had to worry about, where am I going to eat my next meal, or where am I going to stay, or that was all in place. That infrastructure was already in place for me, so I'm extremely blessed. I'm thankful, so thankful to them. I would say that we are all extremely fortunate. Me and my co-musicians, musicians of the same age group and things, I think we're all doing pretty well. Both in spirit and worldly wise. I think we're all doing very well. I think we are all fortunate to be in a situation, be in a social context that kind of encourages the arts nowadays, and kind of recognizes our talents and commensurately rewards us in a way. So I think we're all extremely blessed. I mean, there are definitely problems, but I think overall, I think people with talent, because I think talent is the great equalizer, right? And combined with a good attitude, I think definitely you can pursue this. I think our generation of artists is also extremely open-minded and extremely enterprising. I think that would be a good word that sums up our entire generation of musicians. So we are open to so many avenues and so many ways of exploring our talent and music and things like that. For example, my friends who play Mr. Anirudh Atreya and Mr. Chandrasekhar Sharma, who are two of my very close friends, They play the Ghatam and the Ganjira respectively. They are first class artists on the Carnatic stage, proper Carnatic concerts, accompaniment but I know for a fact that both of them have played for so many genres, and they have many outfits that they collaborate with and many bands that they collaborate with, and their talent and their exposure level to the world is so much that they can kind of blend in with any scene and make music. That is what I meant by enterprising, and so I think it's a very encouraging scene. I think it's all perspective on whether you say something is a problem or something is good as it is. I think in general my interaction with audiences has been pretty good, but the problem I see is I sing for audiences of roughly the same diaspora no matter where I sing. I would love to interact with, not the core Carnatic audience. I mean, it's of course a pleasure to sing for, people who are, soaked in the tradition of Carnatic music and have a long history of listening to our music and things like that. It's always a pleasure, of course. But at the same time, I feel that our art has so much scope to appeal to people of different backgrounds and different, who come from different environments and things like that. So I would love to interact with those kind of people and seeing, even kind of experimenting and seeing, how much reach our music has. In our field particularly, I would say the number one thing that is very close to my heart, because I happen to learn from two gurus who are professionally, they are violinists, they are not vocalists. Though they know how to sing and they're all trained, and they are both trained vocalists, by profession they are violinists, and most of their concert experience has been as, of course they've performed solo as well, but most of it has been as a violin accompaniment to vocal concerts. So I think that it would be great if a more egalitarian approach could be shown in terms of organizing to all the artists on stage and a more inclusive atmosphere, because I know of so many instances where, when we go abroad and things, the vocalist, I agree, that the person sitting in the center of the stage, so to speak, has a bigger responsibility maybe than the accompanying artist as far as the success of the concert is concerned. But we are all artists and we are part of the same team, and nobody can coexist without the other. Like the example I like to draw often is sports. I'm a huge basketball fan, and here even in cricket, people may be remunerated in a different way in a team, but they never travel separately. They always travel as a team. They always, they practice together as a team. They stay as a team, and ultimately, no matter whose individual contribution is great, only the team wins, the team loses. That's something, I don't know, it's because of my background or because of my own interest or whatever, that's something I strongly believe in. I believe in the team. So I think that should carry over to our concerts, because it's very obviously a team effort that goes into performing a concert. Kata